I am Ricardo Manachay Machano, your teacher in electrical installation and maintenance. Our subject for today is National Electrical Code provision on installing wiring devices. Direction: write true if the statement is correct and false if the statement is wrong. Write your answers on the blank provided. For each item, you are given 10 seconds to write your correct answer. Number 1. New requirements expand the GFCI protection requirements for 15 or 20 amperes 125 volt receptacles to include receptacles located outdoors that are accessible to the public. Correct answer is true. Number 2. The rule specifies that GFCI protection is required for outlets that supply both hose, not just receptacle outlet. Correct answer is true. Number 3. The Philippine Electrical Code (PEC) requires that all exposed metal on equipment and appliances be connected to an equipment grounding conductors. Correct answer is true. Number 4. One of the steps to follow in order to install wiring devices properly is to interpret the electrical plan that has given to you. The correct answer is true. Number 5. Convenience outlet has GFCI protection. The answer is false. Number 6. GFCI outlet must be installed in kitchens. The correct answer is true. Number 7. Safety procedures are not followed during wiring devices installation. The correct answer is false. Number 8. Perform good housekeeping before doing a task. answer is false. Number 9. Turn on power supply before undertaking the job or installing electrical fixture. The correct answer is false. Number 10. Prepare all necessary tools and equipment and wear appropriate PPE before doing electrical installations. The correct answer is true.
Those of you who got a score of 6 to 10, very good. Maintain that up to the end of the lesson. And those of you who got a score of 5 and below, very good also. Improve that for a perfect score during the post-assessment. That was invented in 1970. These are the 6 parts: the hot or line, test and reset, source, neutral, and ground. Examine the picture below. What should be the appropriate outlet to be installed in this location? Write your answer below this picture. Do you have the same or related answer with mine? Very good. You will now listen to a discussion about National Electrical Code provision on installing wiring devices. This section of the kitchen has been revised to include some important concepts in the installation of wiring device. GFCI protection for particular installed with 6 feet of laundry sink, both wet bar sink and utility sinks in dueling units. This requirement previously applied only to receptacles installed in countertop surfaces within 6 feet of wet bar sink. See Figure 1 in GFCI protection of the receptacle near seen in dueling. Revising is made to emphasize the requirement that all 15 and 20 amperes 125 volt receptacles within 6 feet of dueling units, laundry or utility sink have to be GFCI protected. This is because irons, hair dryers, and similar items with ungrounded polarized
and non-polarized core caps are commonly used in this area. In present, the same shock hazard found in other areas where the national electrification currently require GFCI protection. Philippine Electrical Code requires that all exposed metal on equipment and appliances be connected to an equipment grounding conductor according to Article 2.50. Under normal circumstances, no current flows in the equipment grounding conductor. The following example illustrates the purpose of the equipment grounding conductor. Figure 1 shows the schematic diagram of an appliance without an equipment conductor connected to the metal chassis. The appliance is sitting on a wood table and therefore isolated from earth ground. The appliance is turned off, but the wire insulation fault has occurred before the switch. The chassis of the appliance is at an electrical potential of 110 volt with respect to ground. Since it is switched off and there is no path for fault current flow, no current flows in this circuit. That someone is in contact with the earth ground at the same time touching the metal chassis. There is now a path for the fault current to flow through him. This is depicted in figure 3. For the circuit to trip, the sum of the three resistances in the fault path must be less than 5.5 ohms. The internal resistance of the human body from one limb into any limb is approximately 500 ohms. In addition, the earth resistance may or may not be less than 6 ohms. The only requirement in the Philippine Electrical Code is that the resistance of the grounding electrode ground rod be less than 25 ohms. Hence, even if the appliance is not isolated from earth ground, the ground resistance may limit the fault current to below the trip point of the circuit breaker. Furthermore, there is usually considerable resistance between the appliance and earth ground. For example, the appliance X may be sitting on a concrete slab. The next figure shows the depicts the same appliance with an equipment grounding conductor connected to the metal chassis. The equipment grounding conductor provides a low resistance path for the fault current. If the equipment grounding conductor is 100 feet of copper wire, size number 12 American wire gauge, then it has resistance of less than 0.02 ohms. If the fault resistance is less than 5.3 ohms, then more than 20 amperes of fault current will flow in the circuit. In the circuit breaker will trip off and de-energize the circuit. If the fault resistance is more than 5.3 ohms, the circuit breaker will not trip off. However, the equipment grounding conductor will still hold the metal chassis to a safe voltage. More precisely, since the maximum fault current without the circuit breaker tripping is 20 amperes, the maximum voltage at the same chassis with respect to the ground is 20 times 0.02, which is equal to 4 volts. Follow in order to install the proper way of installing floor in GFCI outlet. Number 1, interpret the electrical plan that has given to you. 2, ensure the correctness of the given plan. Prepare and select proper tools and wiring devices to be used as per job requirement. Install the proper procedure of GFCI according to PEC in its National Electrification Code in NEMA standard. And number 5, ensure the work conform to instruction and requirement. Procedure in installing ground fault circuit interrupter outlet. Number 1, turn off the power. Turn off the power to the circuit over the breaker. Place a strip of tape with "Do not touch" written on it. It is also not a bad idea to place a similar sign on the front of the breaker box. Remove the cover plate. Use a tester to make sure the power to the outlet is indeed turned off. Remove the screw holding the cover plate and take the plate off. Then test the outlet again. Be sure to use the tester to probe all around the box to make sure there is no juice at all. Remove the wire. Remove the mounting screw and take the outlet from the wall. Remove the wires from the outlet in the following order, starting with the black hot wire. Loosen the screw and hold it by turning it counterclockwise. Then the same to remove the white neutral wire, and lastly the ground wire. Strip the neutral and ground wires. Straighten out that neutral and ground wires and strip about 1/2 inch from the end of each. Leave the hot wire as is. Attach the GFCI. To attach the GFCI, start with the ground wire. Attach it to the green screw by forming a hook on the end of the wire, hooking it around the screw and tightening it, turning the screw clockwise. GFCI stands for ground fault circuit interrupter, and it means an outlet that can prevent electrical shock in wet location such as bathrooms, kitchen, and outdoor areas. Attach the neutral wire. Note that the GFCI receptacle has two holes in the back. This is called a stuck-in receptacle. Starting with the neutral wire, push the end of it into the hole on the side with the silver screw. Tighten the screw to hold the wire. Repeat with the hot wire, attaching it through the hole on the side with brass-colored screw. Tighten the screw. Push the wire back into the box and receptacle the cover. Gently push the wire back into the box. Then line up the mounting screw with the corresponding hole and tighten. Replace the cover plate. Test the GFCI outlet. Number 1. Press the test button, which should turn off the circuit. Number 2. Make sure the power is off by plugging in a lamp, radio, or something similar. Next, press the reset button, which should turn the circuit back on. And the last, check the power by plugging your device back in.
With all the ideas you listen to, you will now do the next activities.
To determine your knowledge on electrical code, provision on installing wiring devices, do the task below. What is being portrayed in figure 1 in 2 below. Explain your answers in 2 sentences below this picture. These are the possible answers. Any answer you have that are related to these are also accepted.
To sum up what you have learned, you will complete the 3 sentences.
Direction. Complete all the statements or phrases below and write your answer on your activity notebook. Number 1. I have learned that. Number 2. I have realized that. And number 3. I will apply. These are the possible answers. Any answer you have that are related to these are also accepted. What can you do? You heard a voice that the house of your neighbor is burning at the middle of the night. Answer the following questions. Write your answer on your activity notebook. Explain what you are going to do to save your family and your property. Number 2, how could you help your neighbor? These are the possible answers. Any answer you have that are related to these are also accepted.
This is the last part. You will answer the post-assessment.
For your assessment, Part 1 multiple choice, direction. Read, analyze, and understand each question carefully for each item. Write the letter of your answer on your activity notebook. Part 2 direction. Arrange the following procedures in installing GFCI outlet in order. Put the number in the space before the statement accordingly. Write your answer on your activity notebook. Those who got the score of 60, excellent. Those who got 11 to 15, very good. And those who got 10 and below, good pa rin. That ends our lesson for today. Thank you for your effort and time in watching. See you on the next lesson.